from a shamanic perspective, how can the people who are ready for me and my work, my medicine, my healing, my guidance, blah, 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 how can they find me? What can I do to be accessible by those who are ready for the work that I do? It's a great question. And it's not going to be so clear cut because we're not all doing the same thing, and homogeny is boring. And also we can't just be like, well, do this social media and blah, 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 blah. There's so much more going on behind the scenes, energetically and spiritually, than you may think. And that is why this is a great question from a shamanic perspective. Because, of course, as all things tend to do, it goes back to self and relationship with the earth and with the divine. So here we go. The first question is, what's your hang up? You know, a lot of times people, practitioners, those who are in some sort of service or healing work, there's a lot of concerns and doubts around worth and around being seen. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of doubt. And that's where the deeper inner invitation to do inner healing work is so important. There could be some past life soul loss. There could be some soul patterns. There could be some ancestral stuff here that's living through, that's keeping you from fully showing up in the work that you're doing. Or maybe you are showing up in the work you're doing, but you don't feel worthy of it, or maybe don't understand your relationship to it. There's probably some sort of hang up that subconsciously and energetically is keeping you from being in your full openness with it. So that's the first question. Have you done the inner work? Or have you dove down with a healer, with a theta practitioner, a somatic therapist, breath work, whatever? Have you done the work to kind of see what there might be in the way? And if you have major doubts as you're reflecting on your work and being seen by the world, then follow that doubt. Keep asking questions. Where do you come from? What are you saying? Why do you feel that way? Tell me more. And see what comes up. Journal it. See what kind of track comes through, because that will be a lot of good information. Then, of course, there is the whole fact of like, are you fully in connection with what you do? Do you understand why you're doing what you're doing? Is it a soul calling? Is it something you've chosen to do? What is your relationship with it? You know, we don't all have to do work that we are passionate about or called to do. Sometimes we can just have a job that pays the bills, and then on the side we do our passion. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of being in our human modern world. However, what is your relationship to this practice that you're trying to make more accessible and available in the world? What is your relationship there? Because if you can get very clear on why you're doing what you're doing, how it works, what it does for you, etc., then that can really tremendously help to clarify who you're calling in. Because if you're like, well, I'm just a healer. I used to be like that. I'm a healer for anyone who's ready. That is so diffuse. Like, how is spirit supposed to help me? Like, there's 7 billion people on this planet. They're gonna be like, so we're just all gonna go to Martha now? Like, what? No. And so sitting with it has really helped me understand, the healing journey that I've been on has helped me understand what I'm doing, how I do it, and who I do it for. That's another video. So if you aren't super clear, that's a good thing, another invitation to reflect on too, because what are the chances that you're doing what you're doing because you were told to by a mentor, or because society says you should, or because it looks really glamorous and you want the glamour? What, you know, there's a good chance, and there's nothing wrong with that. That happens. So if you can really reflect and really get clear on that, then it can allow you to sit back and say, okay, if this doesn't really fully align with me, then who am I with this practice? Who am I because the practice? Who am I through the, you know, like, who am I as I offer this practice? And then you can kind of come back to the truth of you, why you're involved in this, and then come back into a place of integrity with it. Then there's the whole being willing to be seen. Are you making yourself accessible? Do you have information out there? And I'm not saying you need to have a website and a social media presence. Are you going to places where your ideal audience gather? Are you networking? Are you telling people about this? Are you celebrating your passion for this work that you do? If you don't talk about it, if you're not celebrating yourself with it or because of it, if you're not passionate, then when you do talk about it, it's not going to land. And if you're not talking about it, how are people supposed to know? I personally understand this because I have been so concerned about sounding pushy about my work that I've just held back from saying anything at all. So my thought was like, if I talk about it, then it makes it sound like I'm trying to sell people on something. And it's like, ew, gross, Martha. No, you're just talking about something that you love. You're just sharing that which you do. People talk about their work all the time. If I listen to an accountant talk about taxes, I might be interested. I might not be, but I'm willing to listen. So why not let people listen to me? So that's an example of my own hang up, feeling self-worth there, but then also feeling uncomfortable in my own truth as a medicine woman. I've had to work through that. Here we are. So celebrate your passion. And if you can't, or you don't want to, or you don't know how to, invitation. Okay. Then ground your work. Get grounded with it. Not just in your relationship with the work, not that. What I mean by get grounded is, how are you engaging this practice in a grounded, stable, sustainable way? Are you in some way aligning this work with the seasons, with the moon cycle, with the earth? Have you asked the earth to hold you in it? Far too often shove our roots into the earth, or we say, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Girl, no, the earth was here before us. We are here because of the earth. Have you asked permission of the land you are on, of the ancestors of that land, whether they were there from their own volition or not, who lived and loved and tilled the land? Have you asked those spirit guides of the land permission? That's a great idea. Engage the land, engage your ancestors, not just your spirit guide ancestors, your DNA, well in spirit family ancestors, and the ancestors of the land. These great elements, the earth. Have you grounded your practice? Have you let spirit know, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing, this is what I want? And I want to be in service in this way. How can I do that in a way that honors you, that includes you, not only for my benefit, but for the benefit of your descendants, of the descendants of this earth, of the earth itself, not just humans, animals, plants, riverways, right? This is a huge, huge part of being an effective practitioner in our world. We've become so disconnected from the earth. What if you invited her, them, it, whatever you want to say, whatever pronoun, what if you invited all of it in? You might be incredibly delighted by what comes for that, not just for you and your business, but for those who work with you. Feeling that one. Face challenges with integrity. Because you're grounded, because you're clear, and because you understand who you are and why you are, then when the universe challenges you to see like, okay, are you sure? Or is there still some more shadow work in there that needs to be healed and loved to be in your fullness, right? So when those universal or human challenges come up, can you face them with integrity and the self-awareness of who you are, grounded in that work? Show up as yourself, be wise, and know how to navigate those challenges as they flow, because they will flow. And they are not to say you're not worthy. They're to say, are you fully aware? Are you fully prepared in this moment for now? Understanding that we will evolve and grow with our business and our practice, etc., and our clients. Like, we will grow and expand with that in time. But for today, for right now, are you set? Right. And then fucking reach out, man. Reach out far and wide. Be like the sun. The sun also sleeps. So sleeps. We tilt. The point is, modern science aside, the sun also sleeps, AKA we need our night. We need our time to rest. We need our time to nourish. But when the sun is out, celebrate that passion, network, speak from the rooftops, Tell everybody, hey, this is what I'm doing. I don't expect you to buy into it, but if you know someone who's willing, I would be happy to be connected with them, or please send my information. Do you know where I could go here? Blah, blah, blah. Be willing and courageous in the, hey, don't eat my sewing kit. What? What are you doing? You naughty britches. Oh my God, he's trying to eat my yarn. Oh, ow. I'm almost done anyway, y'all. So reach out far and wide and tell everybody. Tell everybody. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I love. And I can't wait to do more of it. Please, if you're willing, just help by telling one person. And also, trust that spirit will guide you. Follow those nudges of intuition. Follow the breadcrumbs. Follow the breadcrumbs. And I am in this process myself, y'all. I'm not saying I'm saying this from a perfect place, because I myself follow the breadcrumbs and find myself coming back in and saying, whoa, I need to refine this. So I'm having patience. I have a job that helps pay the bills so that I can refine this and figure out who I am in my practice to be the best version of me. And I also trust that when Spirit does send me clients, I shouldn't be like, I can't because I'm not perfect yet. No, I'm perfect for them right now. And I'm perfect for me right now. Every moment is perfect. Every phase that you're in is perfect. So just trust. Be in connection with the earth, with the ancestors, with your guides. Be clear, be committed, be kind, and rest when you need it. Shine when you can. I know that's not saying like, do this, and you'll be a millionaire. It's not the money you're chasing. It's the way the money makes you feel. It's what the money affords you that you're looking for. So get clear about that and ask Spirit to help guide you to that experience, to that state of being. That's what you're seeking. So many blessings. Good luck. And thanks. Bye.